everybody. We're out here in the garden today to show you a little bit easier way to put a cage on your tomatoes. As you can see, this year we have an extra large heavy-duty tomato cage in stock. This is a 60-inch cage. They're still only $10, so that's not too bad a price for the sturdiness of them. And they make a really good support for a tomato as large as something like this. When you're planting it, that's a difficult thing to put an ordinary tomato cage on with all the branches and the height of the tomato. So how we are going to do this, first off, we dug our hole, and I should mention that tomatoes like a rich, fertile, well-drained soil. So my advice when you're planting, if you don't have that kind of soil, is to mend your soil with some good quality, well composted manure. Compost itself is great. If you don't have either of those, then at the very least use a soil that's high in organic matter, like black muck, and that will keep your tomato fairly happy. And then you should use fertilizer if you're not using any kind of manure or compost, because there's not many nutrients in the black muck. So with the hole dug, we put the cage on, push down as far as we can go. The farther down you can get the cage to go, the better it is for stability, so that as the tomato grows bigger, it doesn't get so heavy that it, or the cage is less likely to tip over from the weight of the tomato. So with that much done, now we're going to pick up our tomato. This tomato has been well watered before we started, and that's important. Make sure it's nice and heavy before you take it out of the pot. Tip it upside down, pull the pot off, and then we're just going to lower it. This is really a better off as a two-person job, but the other half of our team is making this video, so I'm going to do this myself. And you just lower it down through the hoops like this. You see how all the branches are fitting down inside your cage. If you get some that want to stick out, this is where the two-person thing comes in. You get your partner to help you maneuver the branches so they're inside the cage. And when you've got everything down in, just like that, then you're going to water it well, let the water drain away, and then backfill. And there you have it. Your tomato is happily inside the cage already. No broken branches, no fuss. So this is something that I've done, and I would highly recommend trying it out if you're planting this size of a tomato. It is a little bit early perhaps to be planting your tomatoes. If you decide to put them outside after you've hardened them off, because they're coming straight out of the greenhouse, they're pretty tender, expose them to the sunlight and the wind, and then after a few days, if you want to put them in the garden, you're still going to have to watch the forecast carefully, because there's still every possibility of frost for a little while yet, and you'd have to cover them. So yeah, we're just backfilling, firm it in, and your job is done. Good luck with your own tomatoes.